Hi guys, this is Bill from Spencer1984.com with step 1 of building Revell's 69 Charger, the engine assembly. We're going to be doing part A, and for that, pretty much everything that you need is going to be on this parts tree right here. You've got your engine block halves, your heads, your valve covers, oil pan, front cover, the intake valley, intake manifold, and up here the coil. The only parts that you'll need for this step that aren't on that tree are right here. You've got your oil filter, and as noted in the instructions, you've got one chrome part here, the carburetor. So I'm going to get these parts cut off and cleaned up, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got the first set of parts all cut out and ready to go, and we've also got the first point of ambiguity with this kit, because if you look here, it looks like they've got the valve covers drawn the same on each side. And what it should be is the cap should be on the left valve cover. A couple other things to note is you want the sump on the oil pan toward the front of the engine so it clears the suspension. And you want the valley cover to have 2 tabs on the left side and 1 tab on the right so that everything fits together the way that it's supposed to. And since this is going to be more or less a stock looking build, I'm going to glue all of these pieces together before I paint it. And here is the basic block all assembled. So you can see, got the cap here on the left valve cover, PCV valve here on the right cover, got the intake manifold with the hole toward the front for mounting the coil. We've got the oil pan with the sump toward the front of the engine. And the oil filter is mounted so that the base is square to the engine block. It's parallel to the oil pan, and it's also parallel to the center line of the engine. So this all assembled, it's time to get in some paint. Alright, so got this all painted up. First thing I want to mention is the oil filter. I actually mask that off and spray everything else. I find it's the easiest way to get a nice bright white filter when everything else is red or turquoise or whatever. But also got the cap painted black, got the carburetor and the coil installed. The carburetor was hit with some smoke clear and then dull coat, so just kind of knocked the edge off the chrome. And on this side, got the PCV valve painted black, got the fuel pump painted silver, and this does it for step 1A. So with that, it is time to move on to 1B. And for that, we're going to need a couple of chrome parts. We got the alternator right here, and the fan spring right over here. We're also going to need this parts tree here, which gives you the 2 transmission halves and 2 fan belts. Not sure why we've got 2 fan belts in it. They are different numbers, and only one is called out in the instructions, but they are identical. I guess you can keep one for use on a different project if you'd like. They've doubled up on a few parts in the kit, actually, because you're going to need this tree here with 2 power steering pumps and 1 distributor. Although, curiously enough, there is a second distributor on a different parts tree. And you're going to need this one that has the air cleaner, the fan, and yeah, we're not going to deal with these right now. And then the last one you're going to need is this tree with the exhaust pipes on it for your starter. Although, another surprise, surprise, they did give you a second starter here on this parts tree. Weird. At any rate, so those are the parts that you're going to need for 1B. I'm going to get those cut out, and I will be right back. Okay, here are all the parts, and like I said, we're not going to be dealing with the exhaust manifolds right now because the way that they are set up, there's not really a great way to locate them to both the engine and the exhaust pipes, so we're going to be getting to those on a slightly later step. That's one of the things that I think could be done a little bit easier if you do things out of order. But I'm going to get all of these painted and installed, and we'll take a look at the finished engine. All right, here we go with step one complete. So what I did was I painted the crank pulley here and the bell housing with the same orange as the rest of the engine. The rest of the transmission is done in steel with a semi-gloss black cover. Uh, Starter is done silver and black. Up front, the pulley assembly was painted flat black for the belts, then gloss black for the alternator bracket, the power steering pump, power steering pulley, and the fan. The alternator and fan spring were dull coated, and the alternator pulley was done in silver. The distributor was tan and silver, and the air cleaner was done semi-gloss black. And if you want to put the 440 Magnum decal on the air cleaner as recommended in the kit, don't go with what Revell gives you. Just go ahead and buy an aftermarket set from Keith Marks. His products are far superior. They're going to go on nicer, look better, just be generally higher quality, fewer headaches. So there we go. I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to be moving on to step two in the next video, the interior floor assembly. So check back for that, and thanks for watching.